It's 7 p.m. on a Friday night. A viral reel just featured your restaurant. Suddenly, 500 people walk through the door. You have one waiter. He runs back and forth, sweat dripping. He takes orders, delivers food, clears tables, all alone. Customers are furious. They've been waiting 45 minutes for appetizers. The system is dying. This nightmare? This is exactly what happens to your web application when you launch to production with only one server. One request takes 2 seconds to process, but 10,000 requests arrive simultaneously. Now users are waiting hours for responses. Your app crashes, your business dies. But here is the fix. What if you hired more waiters? Today, we are learning load balancing, the architectural pattern that lets you scale from one restaurant to 1,000 without breaking a sweat. Let's map this story to how systems actually work. At the front of the restaurant is the host stand. Their job? To look at incoming customers and decide which waiter gets the next table. Behind them are multiple waiters. Each one can serve tables independently. In the back is the kitchen. The cooks prepare the food, process the orders. Here is the key insight. The host doesn't have to be smart. They just need to know one rule. Send the next customer to the waiter with the fewest tables. This simple rule prevents one waiter from being crushed while others are idle. In software architecture, the host is the load balancer. The waiters are your servers. The kitchen is your database or business logic. When a request comes in, the load balancer doesn't process it. It just redirects it to the best available server. Let's see how this works in actual Python code. We're going to build a simplified version of a load balancer from scratch. First, we define our waiters. We have a list called servers. Each server is just a resource that can process requests. The current index tracks which waiter got the last customer. This is how we remember whose turn it is next. But a host is useless without a team. We need to define our waiters. In code, we call this the server class. Every waiter has a name tag. That's our init method. And every waiter has one job, process. When the host hands them a request, they don't overthink it. They just do the work and send back a response. It's simple, modular, and efficient. Now look at the core function. This is the host stand decision logic. When a request arrives, a customer walks in, we grab the next server in our list. We send the request to that server to process. Then we move the pointer to the next server. Notice the magic formula. This wraps around. After server 3, we go back to server 0. The customers keep rotating fairly. This is called round-robin load balancing. It is simple and fair. But here's the thing. Round-robin is just one way to assign tables. Strategy 1, round-robin, fair rotation. Every request goes to the next server in line. Fair, predictable, simple. Strategy 2, least connections, the smart waiter. Look at how many tables each waiter is currently serving. Send the new customer to whoever has the fewest tables. If server 1 has 2 tables, server 2 has 5 tables, and server 3 has 3 tables, the new customer goes to server 1. Strategy 3, response time, the speed reader. Send requests to the server that answered the fastest last time. If server 3 usually answers in 100 milliseconds and server 1 takes 2 seconds, future customers should go to server 3. For this video, we're using round-robin because it's the easiest to understand. But in real production systems, engineers choose based on their traffic patterns. A video streaming service? Least connections works great. A search engine? Response time is critical. A simple API? Round-robin is fine. Let me show you this in action. Imagine we have 3 servers. We hire our staff, servers A, B, and C. Then we train our host by giving them the list of those servers. Finally, the rush hits. 10 orders come flying in at once. I'm going to send 10 requests and watch the load balancer distribute them. See what happened? Server A takes order 1. Server B takes order 2. Server C takes order 3. And because of our magic formula, the host sends order 4 back to server A. The requests are perfectly balanced. No server was crushed, no request waited unnecessarily. Now imagine server 2 goes down. The waiter calls in sick. Watch what happens. The load balancer detects that server 2 is dead. It removes it from the rotation. New requests now cycle between servers 1 and servers 3. The system is still alive. That's the whole point. One server fails, the others pick up the slack. Your users never notice. Netflix uses load balancers to distribute video streaming requests across thousands of servers globally. Uber uses load balancers to route ride requests to the nearest available driver. Amazon uses load balancers to handle Black Friday traffic spikes without crashing. This is not theoretical. This is how the internet actually works. Load balancing is the difference between a system that works and a system that scales. The concept is simple. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Distribute the work. The implementation? It can be as basic as round robin or as complex as machine learning predicting the best server. But the principle is timeless. Balance the load, and you can handle anything.